everybody out there, this is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another MUT 20 news video. This is video number 3 of 4, so if you guys missed it last night, EA did have a Twitch stream that discussed a lot of things MUT 20 related, and I'm covering it all in a 4-video breakdown. So last night we dropped 2 videos. If you missed them, go check it out. The first one talked about brand new missions in Madden Ultimate Team 20, pretty much explained them, and then the second half of the video we showed you a clip of the live stream. You can hear from Jake Stein himself, associate producer of Madden Ultimate Team. And then the second video we talked about the brand new Ultimate Challenges, the new Star Rewards, basically the new solo challenges and how everything's going to work as far as earning rewards in solo challenges in MUT 20. This video, number 3, is going to focus on a couple different things. We're going to talk about house rules in Madden Ultimate Team 20, and then there was a few random Q&A questions that were answered at the end of the stream. So I'm going to give you my opinion. We're going to go over the blog really quick here, and then the last half of the video is going to show you footage from the live stream that happened last night. So if you missed it, you can see the important parts. I'm going to break it all down. Video number 4 will be coming later sometime this afternoon, hopefully, and it's going to be talking about Superstar X Factor abilities and how they're going to be working in Madden Ultimate Team. Yeah, last week we got some information on it, but this week we got more, and I think it's important to go over because it's something a lot of people are really concerned about. So let's go over to the blog here. The link to this blog will be down low in the comment section. It's going to be a pinned comment. It's also in videos 1 and 2 if you want to go read for it yourself. And again, this video just talking about house rules and then some other random things. So house rules in MUT 19 was well received by the community. We're extremely grateful for the positive reception. In Madden 20, house rules will be available once again, but much closer to launch. Jake did say it won't be a day 1 thing, so I wouldn't expect it like the first week. In Madden 20, house rule, okay, I already read that part. We're excited to deliver more flexibility on what we can offer via house rules, like dropping you into an overtime scenario for a condensed and more efficient play experience, for example. So Jake went on to talk about how something important to him is online experiences that are quicker than your normal game. So he basically said he wants to have like a competitive thing in MUT that's not going to be a 40-minute game, and I agree with him there. I love playing MUT. I love head-to-head seasons and Ultimate Team, Weekend League, but sometimes, you know, sitting down playing this game for 2 to 3 hours and only getting maybe 3 to 4 games in does feel a little unrewarding sometimes. So one example that he talked about was doing a college overtime rules where you just drop into the game, the score's tied, you're in overtime against your opponent, and if you're unfamiliar with the college overtime rules, you have the ball, you score either a field goal or a touchdown, your opponent gets a chance to tie it up. If they are successful, it goes on to, you know, overtime number 2, and I think 4 is the max, to where you have to start going for 2-point conversions if you score a touchdown. So that sounded really fun. He you know, said another example was throwing you in the game and the first person who scores a passing touchdown wins. So I thought that was really cool. The flexibility is the big word for me because house rules has been great in MUT 19, but it's gotten so repetitive that I'm getting bored of it. It's been the same like 5 things. I don't know exactly when house rules started this year. But yes, it just seems like the same rules have been reapplied every week. The rewards have been great, but I just wanted more flexibility. They term this year's as a beta versus next year's is going to be just house rules, so I guess they just really wanted to test it out this year and see what they can do. But it looks like a lot of new changes and a lot of new options. One thing they didn't say, something that I've been hoping for, is kind of like theme team house rules where you have to play with a theme team, or you have to play with an all NFC East team, or, you know, you can only play with gold cards. I want to see stuff like that. I think that would be more exciting in MUT. Different roster changes. But we'll see. Hopefully we get it. And then on to the Q&A stuff. Just a couple quick things. They mentioned the Shazier collectible for doing MUT Master. They didn't mention the reward, but it is something that will probably both get rewarded in Madden 19 and Madden 20. They just didn't say what it would be, but it kind of sounded like that's what they were leaning towards. So if you did your MUT Master, we're going to have a little bit of a head start for MUT 20, and then we're probably going to get something in MUT 19. I'm guessing it's going to give us a free Rookie Premier card if Rookie Premiers happen. Then also they talked about changing positions in your depth chart in MUT but it not affecting chemistry. So that's another thing I've been asking for a while. So you'll hear Jake's answer on that. It's something I want, taking a left outside linebacker, moving him to right end without it affecting chem. And then the last thing they talked about was how limited time cards will work in MUT 20. Will they have a 500K quick sell value? He didn't exactly answer the question directly, but said that they're looking at it. But you guys will see his direct answers in the rest of the video. So that's all I got for my opinion. You just got to let me know what you feel or what you think down below in the comment section. Enjoy the rest of the video. We'll be back with one more later today.
Now, let's talk about house rules, man. House rules was a new thing. We saw that out there. It said beta on there.
Yeah.
There's that beta tag. There's a reason why it says beta, and you and I have had some conversations. Like, what was the idea behind bringing house rules to Madden Ultimate Team? And when we have it in beta, what are we trying to solve for? What are we looking into?
Well, beta is really, sort of that opportunity for us to test something out. It's obviously a little bit about what beta means when it comes to a video game. To go back to that stream when we got to really introduce what house rules were, and I'll kind of give a quick recap of that. It was our opportunity to sort of get with the gameplay team and say, what else can we do here? We think that there's an opportunity to make Madden more replayable, and we feel like house rules would be a great way to do that. So again, for those that maybe aren't familiar, house rules were our ability to go in there and say, all right, for this particular game, all passing touchdowns are going to be worth 12 points. We're going to double passing touchdowns. Or we're going to have, one of the events that we had this year was called half off. So it was 1st and 5, and you only got 2 downs to achieve that first down. So something that was really going to sort of shake up the meta, change the way that, kind of get you out of that rut of this is just another game of Madden. And the results and the engagement that mode saw were just fantastic. And I can't thank everybody enough. That was just amazing. So, of course, we're bringing that back. I don't think you're going to see it on day one. There's going to be a lot to do on day one when Madden 20 drops. But it's something that you're going to see, much earlier in the calendar this year. Probably some additional rules, stuff that we can't maybe quite get into yet. But going all the way back to, why did we want to chase something like Ultimate Challenges? And why did, I hinted a little bit about like bringing that into that online tech stack. Well, that meant that there were some things that the offline, the old solo challenges mode was going to get as an enhancement. Well, vice versa, there was also some things that the online modes were going to take and get as enhancements. And one of those things, and maybe the biggest one, is we can now have start and end conditions in online games. So what does that mean, and how does that translate into something like house rules? Well, for next year, I could have an event that says, well, we're going to have college overtime, and we're going to just start you already in overtime. You're just going to go right there. You're not having to play through the 4 quarters in order to get to that spot. We're just going to drop you right in there. And that's going to just be this crazy, unique experience. We could also do some things, and we've talked about this internally, and we're still trying to figure out and flesh out what sort of bugs that we're getting to. But like, we could also have one that says, all right, the first person that scores a passing touchdown in this game is going to win, right? And just drop you right in there. So I think it's going to continue to feed a couple things. One, change up the way that you're playing Madden. Keep that meta shaken up. It's going to make Madden more replayable. And then also another goal that I've always really loved, is especially when it comes to online games, is having shorter experiences. Everything doesn't need to be a 40-minute investment. There's opportunities for you to get in there and still have a lot of fun, and not everybody can really have that same sort of investment. So being able to go in there and do things like that, I think are going to be big. And so that's one of those where you're so excited that you're getting it for 20, and you're like, we just missed it for 19. But man, it's coming soon. I think everybody's gonna love it.
That's awesome. So the MUT Master Completion Token, right? So there's been a lot of chatter on social media where people are asking, is it going to be worth anything this year? Is it going to be worth anything next year? I don't know if you have any if you can answer that question.
Yeah, so it's something that we definitely haven't forgotten about, and being able to grind and do everything that it takes to earn that is a big deal. So we want to make sure that the reward that we have for that type of engagement and success in Ultimate Team really pays off. So it's not something that I can get into tonight. There's some things that, I guess you're just going to have to kind of trust us on a little bit here. It's going to be worth it. Could it be a 19? Could it be a 20 thing? Yes.
Okay. This cryptic messaging, Jake.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, all good, all good. I appreciate it, though. So thanks for addressing it. It's definitely something the team looked at. And guys, I appreciate all the feedback that you guys provide us. We definitely get that over to the MUT development team so they can go ahead and take a look at that stuff. One other question we got from last stream is, can you give players an edge distinction so they can play outside linebacker or D-end without losing any chems? So this is something a lot of people have been asking for. Kind of what's the plans for that?
So there's nothing really to announce here at this time. It is absolutely something that we've talked about internally. There are absolutely guys in the NFL. I've talked about it a couple times tonight. Is what are things that we can do to separate players? Mm-hmm. They're part of what it takes to be a superstar, or why somebody is a superstar, is because they are mismatches. They are unique players on the field. So somebody like Travis Kelce has absolutely earned the right to not only be called a tight end, but they split him out all the time because he's a flex tight end. This guy can move all around. He's a joker piece for the Chiefs. So it makes all the sense in the world to have this guy, be inserted into the wide receiver spot and not really take much of a penalty. So it's something that we believe in. It's something that we know we want to get to. There's some things that kind of prevent me from going any further with this answer,
sure.
But it is something that we've absolutely talked about.
Cool. I had a phone call this weekend. I was talking to someone, and they were talking about, LTDs. Are they going to quick sell for $500K, next year? I know that's kind of been like a hot topic in the community, and just kind of wanted to ask you about it.
Again, one of those things where we're definitely talking about it. Definitely a conversation topic for this year, and I would think that there were both pros and cons. We always hear a lot more about the cons, but I do think that there were some pros in there. One of the things that we have to always be careful with when it comes to live content is overcorrecting. There are definitely things that pop up and we address, and then you start to hear from the other side, right? You kind of, it's like the squeaky wheel is the one that gets
sure.
the grease a little bit. So it's something that we're definitely talking about. Thankfully, that's not just a me decision. I have an awesome team behind me where we all get to chime in and we're all invested in this thing together. So we're going to come together and figure out, okay, if it's not that, how can we still accomplish a lot of the same goals without having that, essential floor on the auction house? So it's something that, nothing to announce tonight. As maybe if we have another opportunity to get together and talk as we get closer to launch, maybe we'll have some more concrete answers at that point.
Awesome.